Hello, Jumbo. Welcome back to Dawn and Dreams, Karibu. Um, Thank you so much for tuning into another video. Please make sure that you like and subscribe if this video resonates with you. This is going to be, and also, sorry, if you want to book a reading, go to dawnanddreams.com. All the information will be in the description box. This is going to be a pick a card reading, or otherwise known as pick a stone, on what will it take for this relationship to work. Okay, so I don't do love readings often anymore, but when I do, I take them very, very seriously. Not that I wasn't taking them seriously in the past, but I like to get deep into topics to see, for the people that actually want to make their relationships work. So this is kind of going to be that case. I'm not going to be judgmental on the information that is received, so don't look for something that you're just looking for. All right, if it don't resonate with you, you can find another reader as far as love, but I just take whatever message that is given, rather it be good or bad. Okay, so just putting that out there as a fair warning, because I can't predict what's going to be the message. But all right, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. You can pick stone 1, stone 2, or stone 3. If you need more time, please pause the video, but we're going to get right into it. Let's find out, what will it take for this to work? Ah. I'm seeing some space to meditate. Hold on, guys. I love the sound of water. The channels, the ancestors. But I'm going to put that to the side just for now so I can get into the groove of the way I want to shuffle. Okay? Let's put this right there. I'm seeing somebody having a lot of patience with this person already. Okay, so that's enough. Okay, because I got this coming out, falling on me. Let's get the relationship advice. I didn't get to shuffle this. Okay. So communication is something that's going to be very, very big in order to make this work. There's a bit of immaturity and also some attention seeking going on in the relationship. It seems like a person is trying to prove themselves, but instead they could be, seeming very childish in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of maturity that needs, so there's like an imbalance in maturity. There's a person that's trying, it's like the partner is trying, but there's you that's very, very stable and mature. And this person is still trying to prove themselves. So there's like an imbalance in energies that need to be more so corrected. Avoiding problems can make the problems worse. I don't know if you ever heard that before, but avoiding the problem can make the problem worse. Because it seems like love, of course, the Lover's card is in reverse, but you also have this 2 and the reverse. When you kind of accept the baggage that you come with, say for instance, the person has cheated, the person has did you wrong in the past, the person has hurt your feelings, just anything that they really did to hurt you, or even they probably carried into the relationship from the past relationships, and it's still baggage that you're really not that comfortable with, but you're choosing to deal with. And that's fine as long as you completely accept it and you're moving on into a new lane and a new foot. But when it's kind of just sitting there and you're not addressing it, it's dragging the relationship down. Meaning if the person cheated or did you wrong in whatever way, and you're not really addressing it, you're just kind of ignoring it because you just want to be, good with the person. You don't want any conflict or things like that. It kind of puts a barrier on your growth because those things are never getting resolved. And even though you may love the person, you're still, little do you see, there's still some other things that are attached that have not been handled or ceased. Okay? Let's see. I see there has been energies to where you may have thought you wanted to move on from the situation. Uh, for some of you, there's even separation that has happened. Hmm. And this could just be loneliness if you're in the same building with this person, maybe the same house and things. Mm. So there's two messages here. You know, hmm. Uh, it's gonna be hard for me to say that one. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to say it. Okay, so with this one, it's kind of like don't give up so easily on the person if you know they're right for you. Take the message as it comes for you. But for this one, I kind of feel like things can be worked on, but it's going to require progress from both ends. It's going to require you not to give up so easily on this person. And this person can't necessarily continue to be immature with the things that they've done in the past. You both have to come to equal ground, because this is the energy right here that it's like I want to get married. I want to have, things my way. I want stability. I want all of this. And if you're not giving it to me, then I'm going to move on to something else. But I feel that this person just acts immaturely, and that they can develop. They can actually grow because there is sincere love here. This is even potential marriage in your future, but I see this as a person that's very, very independent. So they're like, okay, you ain't got it together, I'm moving on. So I would say just have this person you will have to have patience with in order to make this work. Um, you have take off your mask. So this is basically, again, revealing your true feelings or yourself, things that you've hidden, things that bother you. If there's some past issues that haven't been resolved, if, the person did some things that you really weren't comfortable with, they need to be really, really put out there so that you can start on a new foot officially. You have victim consciousness. So this basically means, okay, you're wondering why all this stuff is happening to you. But if you're putting yourself in these situations without an attempt to grow with the person, you're going to get the same result. So it's time to really confront whatever it is, not just with this person, with any other person that you decide if you want to deal with somebody else. Um, you have whole in the soul, and you also have how teachable are you. You have say what you mean. So communication is key. Whole in the soul relates to anything that has really been a bit of burden on your heart. So basically, if the person from the past hurt you, or you've been done wrong in your childhood, or anything like that, it's having a certain energy or hold over you. It can affect your relationships as well. If this person did something to you, it can affect your relationship. So it has to be resolved. And this is where it comes in. How teachable are you? Are you willing to fight for this? So it's up to you and whether you find if it's worth it or not. But in order to make it work, you would have to be willing to kind of give, the best foot forward, and also be willing to work with this person as far as maturing their energy and understanding how to express their feelings, because it doesn't seem like they may express themselves in the correct way. So that will be something to work on as well. Okay, so that was the first one. Let's go on to the second one. How can you make this work with your partner? Let's see. There needs to be a level of trust. I also see some of you may be building something with your partner. This could be actually a business, or they may have some of the same interests that you do. Might be it. All right. Put this here to the side. That's a lot of cards. Okay. You need to feel like you can rely on this person. Yeah, yeah. I see some of you are going to be finding your purpose with this person, and that's to me what it's all about. Especially based on the African principles that I've learned when it comes to relationships. It goes deeper than just the love. It goes into bringing their spirit to their completion. Okay, that's the most of the point of having a partner in your life. What's the point of being with them if they're not driving you to your completion on this in this round? So some of you are going to have a lot of spiritual partners, is what I'm picking up on, because you have discovered your life's purpose. And like I said, even with the high priestess here and the emperor, and I don't get into just cards, but this time we'll get into it because it kind of coincides with this, because this is like intuitive energy, being intuitively drawn to this person. This person may affect your energies, you know your oversoul, them having an effect on your life. And also this to me kind of represents like ruling an empire, creating something really bigger than yourself. And you can really create that, but there needs to be a lot more trust built upon the relationship. Let's see what else is going on. Yes, okay. Overcoming arguments and battles and anything that is not necessarily in alignment with where you want to go. Okay, because it's like you're kind of going on blind faith, like I don't know if we're gonna make it, but let's just do this anyway. And you don't have to do that. You don't have to go on blind faith. You need to really be able to trust this person and make sure that they're bringing you to your completion, because you have home here. This is about feeling comfortable with the person. This is about knowing that you can trust this person is going to be there at the end of the day for you. Some of you need to more so open up your energies, because this deals with sexuality, but it's more than that. Okay, but I can say even in that aspect, just being able to free yourself from feeling controlled, or like you have to put on an act. You should be 100% comfortable with this person, and that is a practice that you should get into. Just like, can I really really open up to you? And some of you, it should be second nature, because this person does feel like a soulmate. So there shouldn't really be much resistance, but you should learn to grow with this person in all aspects, in all ways. You have Phoenix rising right here. So let's see what else is going on. Personally, this could be you or your partner, vice versa. Somebody needs to really be either, number one, express how they feel underneath the surface, but number two, be able to express the person that's underneath. Some of them, some of you, you or your partner, they could have either childhood issues that weren't dealt with, um, that may create walls or barriers with you really bonding with this person, but you need to be able to express yourself. Even creatively, this would help your relationship. And you say, well, how is that going to help my relationship? Because if you're not able to express yourself, even a lot of masculine energy, that's why they say the man needs to be out, creating and doing something. Because masculine energy, this is even in women, okay? We all have masculine energy somewhere down the line. But the point is, being able to creatively express yourself helps your relationship, because you feel your purpose. If you are without purpose, you will not find completion within your partner. So that means if you want to go join a Kung Fu class, do it. If you want to do boxing, do it. If you want to sing, do it. This person is here to push you to that goal. Okay? And you're supposed to be doing the same for them. Let's see what else we got here. Balance between both worlds, the spiritual and the physical. Again, I see some of you may be, elevating with this person spiritually. So, and I'm not judging on what spirituality, whether you're Christian, whether you're spiritual. I just see some type of spirituality being built upon this relationship. Do not let outsiders make you feel like this person isn't for you. They may not have the best intentions for you and that person, okay? But I also see this as sitting down and talking with your partner, having somebody to oversee the conversation, maybe getting some advice. But I would just be very cautious, because sometimes that outside advice isn't always the best that will help your relationship. know that even though you may not be in that spot of marriage and all those things, and some of you are, but I'm just saying in a spot where you're just at complete happiness, all that means is you're still in a place of trying to grow with the person. Okay, and that's just what I see here. It's all about growth. It's all about overcoming with this person, and you will have challenges with this person, so just please be advised. I'm not speaking of challenges where it just, makes you feel confident in yourself and none of that thing. Okay, so if you got that type of part, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about challenges as in really, trying to bond with them, trying to work out their pasthood issues along with yours, things that you argue about, it's like this person is like a reflection of yourself. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so that is the second one. Let's see. All right, last but not least, you pick this stone. Let's see what we got. What will it take for this relationship to work? What do you need to do? This seems very trying. Past, okay. Before I speak, let's see. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's going to speak anyway. Let's see. We have a lot of things that are being avoided because I have 3 cards that fell on the floor. A lot of things that are being avoided. But I feel this strain on this energy. Hey. Maybe even some back and forth too. Let's see what we got. Interestingly enough, this card really always represents to me being complete enough to walk away from a situation. You may be staying, but you have the completion in yourself that you don't have to stay if that's not what you want to do. So let's see what's going on. So you have judgment, okay. Yeah, so there's definitely some cycles here. And with the judgment card, it's kind of like I'm making a decision whether I want to take the blue pill or the red pill today. So it's kind of like you're, keep going back in these circles. There's also an avoidance of making a judgment, like you're avoiding making that final decision whether you want to stay or go, especially with the death card here in the reverse. Death normally represents new beginnings. It represents this person, the spirit, being free from attachments, free from these worldly attachments, basically, free from relationship attachments, free from, misery, pain, anything. It's going back to its own spirit. It's just like, I'm free from all that. But when it's in the reverse, it's like, I'm still kind of attached to that. So I'm not going to let that go. So that's basically what that means. It's not literal death. It just means the symbolism of it. You're free. Okay? So this is something that you're still kind of keeping yourself kind of attached to. This is another one. Okay? It's all about letting go. And, we've had our final battle. It may not have ended the way we wanted to, but it's finally over. When the reverse, it's kind of like, it's not really over. We still have the battle, but it's not really over. And this one I would say be very, very careful with, whether it's mental abuse or physical abuse, especially physical abuse. I'm not even going to play with that one. Get out of that. But if it's mental abuse, well, you need to get out of that too. But some people will stay, depending on if they're participating in it too. Okay? So you want to definitely work on communication. And this is just for some, not all, who's ever dealing with this, because I feel like when I see something like this, it's kind of like you may be, and then I feel that real strained energy. It's kind of like I'm really, really just, barely hanging on by a thread here. Okay, and this is also being avoided, okay, because you have new love that almost fell on the floor, but it's in reverse. So this means two things. It means that number one, the relationship needs a renewal if you're going to stay in this. It needs a renewal. It needs a date. It needs a vacation. It needs something to revitalize itself. There's no water there. There's nothing to drink. Nothing to quench your thirst with this relationship at this time. So that means that you need to do something in order to put the passion back into your relationship, get the river flowing. But it also could mean that for some of you who may have experienced this, you may have had some eyes on you outside of the relationship and you may have turned it down for this person. So that means that you're not really interested in something new at this time for yourself. This is where a person is actually making a decision. They're making a decision to either, plant the new seeds or stay where they are, but they don't really feel accepted anywhere. But they're just making the decision on what would be best for me. So it's best to pay attention to that. So this is the soulmate here. So this means that even if the person isn't around you, you still feel very connected to this person, and this is why it will be very difficult to let them go. Not impossible, it just feels very difficult. Rather, this person is around you or they're not around you. So it could apply to both. Okay, so let's see what else is going on. Home. You got home in the reverse, and I'm going to speak to it like it is. Home in the reverse is like, okay, you may feel a little bit too comfortable with this energy to where you may not be recognizing the stuff that's really, straining your energy, okay? You have patience, okay? So there's a loss of patience. All right, let's see what else is going on. Cycles. And the funny thing is, this is in reverse too. This means, it's not only are you in a cycle, but it's a cycle that you may be, willingly going back to, and it's not being broken. Okay, alchemy. This is for my spellcasters. Not just spellcasters, healers, whatever you want to call yourself. But I always think of things that I do. But let's just put it this way. You can do things to clear out energy. That doesn't mean you have to spell the person and all that, because that stuff is really not going to last. If the person wants you, they want you. If they don't, they don't. That's the way I look at it. But, you can do things to clear up communication. You can clear out the energy in your home, in all of your relationships, including this one. You can do things to do that. So I recommend doing something to clear things up so that you not only can get clarity, but you can get clarity in your relationship as far as where is this going. Make sure the person is very clear on how they're treating you, or even mental clarity. Okay, this is also a sign that you may be spiritual and you receive signs. I'm hearing through birds, but it also could be any other animal that you see going outside as well. Whatever animal that you encounter. Okay, it's a form of, hey, you do receive signs. You may be ignoring them, but you receive answers to the questions that you ask. So pay attention to that. And if you want to take it a step further, go ahead and do something that will cleanse the energy so that you can see what really it is that is really toxic in your life. If that makes sense. Like if I clear this whole thing and put a white, tablecloth down, if I spill anything on it, you're going to see it, right? Because the energy's clear, the table is clear, it's white. So if you clear out this energy, you'll be able to see where it's coming from, what's causing you pain, if it's this person or if it's just because of some situation that the person is going through. Is it something that you're going through? What is it really that's causing the conflict between you two? Okay, so that definitely needs to be done in order to not only break the cycle, but for you to officially decide if this is where you want to be. So the main thing for you is, because like I said, you're already complete. You don't have to have. This is really by choice if you want to take this further. Not to say this ain't a soulmate and all that and you weren't meant to meet them, but it is to say that, sometimes you get tired of arguing or going back and forth or, certain things. You get tired. So at this point, it's like you have to find a reason to, still be committed to this relationship. So it is something to think about. I'm going to let the choice be up to you. Okay? All right. So that is the end of this reading. I hope that you enjoyed it, that it was informative. Please let me know down in the comments which one you chose. And again, if you want to book a reading, donandreams.com, and I will see you guys later. And yes, an ancestral reading will be coming up very, very soon. I'm hoping to do an ancestor phone casting, but I've been wanting to do these type of readings again, so that's what I'm doing. All right, guys, peace out.